Hi, now we're at the third video of Before You Say I Do by H. Norman Wright and Wes Roberts. And we're going in our second part of the family history and interview questions with Megan, a woman of faith, and her husband David.
Yes.
Okay, he's going to ask questions this time.
Yes, and we'll be quicker this time. So.
We'll hope so.
All right. Did you enjoy school? Why or why not? First part of the question. So.
Did enjoy. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you really do. If you're a child, you really enjoy
overall,
school.
like
I
can say overall
I
I
did
enjoy
not
school.
want to go to school.
I think every kid has that. I don't say fear. Everyone has that loathing of wanting to go to school because you want to be at home, eating mac and cheese, watching Nickelodeon. Back when I was a kid.
My dolls
but
and my Barbies.
But I think when you were at school, I think.
I like to play school at home. I didn't want to go to school.
I mean, you have a lot of friends. You want to go see your friends at school, so I think you do enjoy it. You enjoy recess, anyways. But I did. I love recess. I think for the most part, I never hated. I didn't have any bad experiences that made me hate school. That I look back and say I hated school. Like some people maybe have bad experiences. What was your favorite grade, and who were your favorite teachers? Part 2.
My favorite grade. I kind of liked my whole elementary. And I liked first grade with my teacher. It's a good one. And then I really liked second grade with my teacher, Mr. Daniels. He was really good. I'm not done. But then third and fourth are good too.
Okay, so you had to pick a favorite.
I guess second grade. I like Mr. Daniels.
And
I like kindergarten when I was in there, but my favorite is Mr. Daniels.
Favorite second. And one of mine, actually, coincidentally, is second too. Miss Sample. That was one of my favorite grades. Was second. She was a really fun teacher. Second, and I would have to say, well, they were all good, but I guess second kind of stands out when you're young or younger. But I like all my teachers. Who was your first date?
Like real date? Or
who was your first elementary school date?
Oh, elementary school?
I think, maybe not. It says who was your first date, so I guess who was your first date?
I guess the guy that actually put me in his car and drove me somewhere. His name was Chad.
Shiny guy named Chad. Okay.
What?
Nothing.
What did you say?
I said shiny guy named Chad.
Shiny?
Chad. Okay. My first
well,
date.
No, I take that back. We went to proms and stuff, and would that be a date?
My first date would have been back in middle school.
Brad. Oh, middle school. Okay, well
where
do you want to start?
Well, okay, let me go first.
Middle school.
My first date would have been.
I'm talking about you go to
whether
a
your
restaurant.
parents took you somewhere or whatever. My first date would have been with Valen. My mom picked us up. We went to Nickelrama, and she went to my mom's school, middle school. She saw my picture on my mom's desk.
Thought you were cute.
That was cute. We talked. So I guess you could say that was my first real date. Well, yeah, because if that was my first, I guess, real date, and we went to Nickelrama, played games, it was fun. I had another. It wasn't really a date, but I showed up in 5th grade for this other girl, Brittany. We went to this dance thing where kids go after school or something like that, and they had games and other stuff.
I can name a lot of guys.
But that wasn't really. I went because she was going, so she told me about it. So it wasn't a date, but it was kind of like for me, where is she? And we had a dance. We didn't dance, but we kind of next to each other. So it's 5th grade. So.
Well then.
Do you have a first date, official date?
Do you want me to start naming all the?
No, just your first one.
Oh, I told you. Oh, okay. I don't remember where we went.
Okay. Yeah, that was my parent. My mom drove us.
That's really sweet memory.
Who were your other dates? Okay. Who were your other dates or boyfriend, girlfriends? What did you like and dislike about each one?
I don't think we need to answer that
one
video. One that would probably take another 30 minutes for me just alone, and
it wouldn't take me that long.
Do you want to say why you disliked your girlfriends or your girlfriend?
I could say I didn't date much until high school really, so like I said, middle school is valid.
Remember, this goes on to the whole world's gonna see this. Don't hurt your little girl's feelings.
No, they're not little girls anymore. But no, I can say this is my dislike. I guess I'm saying Valen. We dated, because
You
In middle
don't,
school, you
yeah.
don't date. I guess you, for the most part, you just talk on the phone, say your boyfriend, girlfriend. I guess, but I don't know. We went to different schools, so we couldn't really see each other every day anyway. So it was hard enough just to say if we were dating. We went to a couple things, and we went ice skating. I think we went to her house once. She was my first real girlfriend.
Who's your first kiss?
That was back. That's not the question here, but maybe on here. But this one might be long for her, so we'll go to the next.
Yeah, we don't have to go over mine.
She went on dates and stuff, but
And
and I think this is more though about elementary, middle school, not high school
You
and
think
beyond.
so?
I think so because it's asking kind of like family history, and
I had a lot of
you can
crushes
count
in
it in
junior
college,
high and
but
junior high.
we don't need to go over that history with college and beyond.
I was
but,
little boy crazy, and so
She
that
had
would it would
crushes.
take.
Rode on 4-wheelers with a guy in Red River, and yeah.
I have some good memories around River.
She did.
There's actually
Where did you
two
go on?
guys.
Okay, where did you go on dates? You said that stuff like.
Red River.
Red
No, there's
River.
actually more in
Yeah.
Red River. There's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How did you feel when you liked someone that, and the other person didn't care for you? I did not take rejection well. I don't know about you.
I remember, I'm not gonna name any names, but there was somebody I kind of liked, and then they just kind of laughed at me when they found out, and I was like, wow. That's
Me,
stinks.
for the most part, I guess I didn't, since I was a guy, it was always, for the most part, the guy's responsibility to walk forward, and I never really did. I just assumed they didn't like me, so. And sometimes you can tell, though, because I was pretty nice, and I'm not like a, I don't, I'm a book that's easy to read, like you can say, oh, this person may be a little friendly, maybe like, you can just tell the girls maybe not like you. I don't know. As a boy, it's kind of cruel when you're in elementary and you see two girls giggling together, and you're like, what are they talking? They look at you and they turn away and laugh. Like,
It means they like you
maybe. What are they talking about you?
in that age.
Let's see. How did you feel? Okay. How has being an adult changed your life? How-
Okay,
Over age 18, how's an adult changed your life?
Well, that's when I started college, and that's when I guess I had my small wild streak, and then I've learned who to date and who not to date.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned some lessons that really taught me to be who I am. I guess before that was kind of sheltered. My parents, I guess, kind of sheltered me, and then once I decided that I was going to move out, I had made some poor decisions. So I saw the world, how some of the world can be, and it's not always fun and games, and it can be a little scary sometimes.
You learned a little taste of what things can go through.
But slowly I learned, I got out of that, and now I'm a happy adult.
I think being an adult changed my life. I think basically after getting over the age of 18, I learned, I guess, a lot about me.
Hard work. I learned a lot of hard work working.
Yes. Yeah.
And going to school. That's hard. Sorry, you did that to me too. You added stuff.
Like I was saying. Then you lost my train of thought.
Sorry, you said it.
I think I learned how it changed my life was to basically just don't be afraid of who I am, and don't be afraid to be yourself, like yourself. Don't be afraid to like yourself and be yourself, and don't be afraid to get the girl. For me, that was a big one because I would just kind of just stayed in the backfield sometimes. I had a good college, had fun, good times.
Hey, you didn't mention all your girlfriend, your one girlfriend.
Hmm?
You didn't mention your one girlfriend earlier.
No, I was talking about. Well, I didn't ask about other dates in high school yet, so it may be later. Because I was asking about first dates. So.
Okay. Oh.
I said, where'd you go on dates? Who were your other dates and girlfriends? I did have one in high school. I think we'll go back to that question, I guess.
No, it's okay. We don't
But
have to go into that.
I was thinking of elementary, middle school, and maybe I should have thought about high school too.
Okay, let's go on.
Where have you been at greatest disappointment? Compare yourself now to when you were 10.
Ooh.
No, what was I in 10?
Let's see. I would have been in kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth grade.
Fourth grade.
Oh,
okay.
jeez. I was definitely boy crazy. I was a little cheerleader. And I remember, for some reason, I had the shortest skirt. Or that's sixth grade. And I had this one girl came up to me and was like, your skirt is short. And I was like, yep. And I just walked off. So I was very sassy. I guess I thought I was pretty cute. I don't know. I was, again, very boy crazy. Man, you can learn a little fast. But I'm not boy crazy. Am I still boy crazy? No, I'm just crazy about this one. But I'm not very sassy anymore.
Yeah, every
You
now
got
and then you got
sassy?
some sass every now and then. 10. I don't know. When I was 10, fourth grade, so
I was in fourth grade. I don't know what grade.
I would have been fourth.
Yeah, you started school young. Means a year younger than me, by the way.
Fourth grade, basically just, playing video games. Compare yourself to now. I don't know. I cut up. I was all laugh, smiles, and I didn't have it.
You
Well, I
still
mean,
do.
well,
But
I
you
do.
work.
But I mean, yeah, now I have responsibilities, and I have,
A wife.
wife and pets and
A
things I
house,
have to
a
take care
mortgage.
of and I got to pay for. And at 10, you have no worries, and all I cared about was having fun.
If you're lucky, you have no worries.
Now you look at it and think, oh, well, I wish I could still be like 10, but you can't. So.
Yeah.
What have been your greatest disappointments, Skip? How have you
Why?
What have been your greatest disappointments? How have you handled them, and what have you learned
One of
from
my
them?
greatest disappointments? I don't think I've had any great disappointments. I've had some terrible disappointments, but I'm not going to go into those
Well,
details.
then that's what it means, your greatest disappointments. What have they been? I will say generally dating the wrong guy and going back to the wrong guy.
Oh, you're talking about me.
And, yeah. Since I'm trying to be general here. Your greatest
That's my
disappointment.
college years. That
would have
wasn't
been-
my... Yeah.
Maybe in college years, but it just said, what have your greatest disappointments been? Just in overall.
Oh,
And that would have been, I think, going back to the wrong person, maybe.
probably that part,
Not
yeah.
getting out sooner. Not standing up for yourself and being strong girl that you know you are. Hmm? Why are you looking at my face?
No, you're right.
Okay.
What was your greatest disappointment?
My greatest disappointment is not being myself. My greatest, going back, I can tell you pretty much, not having confidence in being me. I didn't do a lot. I didn't date a lot as I should have because I didn't have that confidence. So that was my greatest disappointment. Not saying that I should have been through a lot of women. I'm just saying I should have had the
Glad you
confidence.
weren't.
I should have had the confidence to go out and find
Glad
that
you're
girl,
innocent.
and I could have found her sooner. But it wouldn't have been you. So,
If you could have found me.
well, I made it.
But then the second part is how have you handled them
Have
and
I
what have
handled
you
them?
learned
What
from
have you
them?
I've learned you can't be afraid to seize the moment, and you have to realize that these moments come and go, and eventually it's going to be gone, and you have to take it while it's here, and you have to be not afraid of yourself, because if you don't take it, someone else is going to. They're going to live their life. And
How I handled it was at first not very good, but then I learned later that you deserve more than that, and that's how I ended up with him.
all right. At what age did you first like the opposite sex?
Oh,
When did I
4,
really-
5,
4 or 5?
preschool.
For me, was that preschool? Let's see, 4 or 5.
Had my first boyfriend.
Probably not until, let's see, what grade would that be? When did I start noticing and having crushes on girls? Probably would have been, I want to say 3rd grade, maybe. I mean, kindergarten for me, I wouldn't have. I guess I don't
I
think
kissed
I
my
would have
first boy
noticed
in kindergarten. Threw him against the fence and kissed him.
it. I'd say maybe 1st grade, 1st or 2nd. I don't know what age that is. 9, 8, 7,
Second
6,
grade?
5, 7, 5, 5, 6, 6,
Second
6,
grade?
7, first 6, first to 2nd
I
grade.
was 6, 7, and 8.
1st and 2nd, 7 and 8? 7 and 8. I'll say that. What was your birth order in your family?
I was the baby. I was second after my brother.
And then your dad, and then your mom. Okay.
Oh, your birth
dad?
order is your
Oh.
siblings.
Just your siblings? Well, your family. Like
In your
your
family.
is your the dad?
I
Not
mean,
your family?
birth order, you're birthed out. Otherwise, it would just been, if it means like who's oldest or youngest, it would be my dad, mom,
Yeah.
brother, and me. But
There you
I think
go.
it means children.
Didn't say that, but
The birth order means.
the order, well, the birth order of your family, I guess. Then yeah, my brothers and me. I was second. Did you have enough money in your youth? Enough clothing?
Oh, geez.
Never worried about it, I guess.
Did I have enough? I probably had too much. I was spoiled. I had I could.
Too much
I'm not
clothing?
really proud of this, but in high school I could go a whole year without wearing the same shirt once, and it's mostly Abercrombie and Fitch.
So she had enough clothes.
Yes.
Okay. Me,
And shoes.
I never really worried. I guess I never really worried about clothes or money in my youth. I guess if I needed something, I had it. I mean,
I wish I had.
I had
much
it- I
clothes
had
now,
it- I had
honestly.
enough, you know,
And my
we-
house burned down. I lost it all.
we-
Sorry. Go ahead.
we had enough in my youth. You know, I didn't grow up with everything or what I would want, but I didn't not have what I needed. So, I guess I was medium. I had enough clothes, and money. I just went to my parents. They would either say yes or no. So that wasn't really. I guess on that kind of end, I didn't really think about it. My parents just said yes, you can have this, or no, you can't have this. Who educated you in sex? What were your sexual experiences? What is your standard? There's a lot more questions. I mean, what is your standard for sexual expression in your life
Well,
now?
we did answer the. We
So
have
who-
to answer the second part.
Who educated you in sex?
No one ever set me down and said this is birds and bees. My mom set me down with
Maybe.
a book.
Fifth
Mama,
grade? Sorry.
it didn't ask what age.
No, but who educated you? Did you
My
take
mom-
sex ed and
Yeah, fifth grade we
Fifth
had
grade,
some
you had that kind of
birds and
sex
bees
ed.
things, but my mom and dad, no, they didn't really sit me down. My mom set me down when I was about 9 or 10 and gave me a book and read me through a book about what women go through.
And what were your sexual
We're not going to
experiences?
talk about that. Nobody wants to know.
So
about that.
good, bad, both.
What is your standard for sex
Um,
expression now?
Yeah. So what's your standard for sexual
What
expression?
does that mean?
What's your standard for sexual expression?
I think
Like,
you should be a virgin
anonymous?
until you're married and with one person.
Okay. I guess for me, same thing. I guess I didn't.
Your mom set you down and
No,
talked
no,
about
what
how
I mean
women
is
go
no one-
through the book.
Like,
Oh,
she,
you see that
she interrupted
face?
me. Well, she interrupted me. um, like I was gonna say, same thing as in no one sat me down and said, new birds and bees. Not really like that. I'm sure they mentioned stuff, but I wasn't really had a huge time where I sat down and remember them going over, you know, they told me that, you know, you don't, you know, you're supposed to wait, and, you know, I didn't get a huge detailed thing.
Can I add something in?
Yeah.
I went with my cousin, I don't remember how old I was, probably 10, 11, 12, maybe, yeah. And I went to a purity class, and we had to write a note and say we'd be pure for our husband, and we put it in a safety box, but I never saw that again. It was at church.
No, you didn't go to the same church when I go. Yeah, my standard for sexual, I guess that's the same as I live now. I guess sexual expression, I just wait for the right person. And obviously, as a Christian, you want to wait until marriage. You know, that's obviously the goal. So,
Yes,
Mhm.
it's a goal.
what are your political views? I think we're both pretty much Republican. I think I'm sometimes moderate Republican. I think
Yeah,
there's
me
certain
too.
views. You know, I don't like the question, what are your political views? Because honestly, I hate most political people in Washington.
Well,
I
I don't
don't.
want to go into all of it.
I'm not going into detail. I don't. Politicians are politicians. A lot of them, they lie. They all want money. And are there some good ones out there that really want to save America? I believe so. It's hard to find the right one. I think certain issues I'm moderate on. Certain issues I'm conservative on. Certain issues I'm even
I'm
liberal
pretty
on. So I'm
I'm
kinda,
pretty
you know,
conservative for the most part.
I think I'm more conservative, but I think I'm also I tend to fall myself into moderate category. What do you enjoy reading, watching on TV?
I enjoyed reading like Karen Kingsbury books.
Mhm. Christian books.
Yeah, Christian. I can't remember one. It was what was that book that Leanne was reading the other day?
The one with the dress.
Yes, it's so good. I can't remember what it's called. Something love. I don't know. Christian books I really like. What was the other question? Watching on TV. Oh my gosh. Let's see. My favorite is, I have to say, it's Sex and the City.
Mm-hmm.
But then we liked Breaking Bad. We watched Walking Dead. We actually just kind of watched some Dexter.
I grew up watching Friends. That was one of my favorite ones. Child growing up.
We watched How You Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, I like HGTV. I like Fixer Upper with Joanna and Chip. And their family's so cute. I love watching like Trisha Yearwood.
You saw a little burst of excitement there.
I love Trisha. I've loved Trisha Yearwood since I was a little girl in Red River, listening to her music, riding around the. Anyway, and then like Pioneer Woman, so like the cooking shows.
Back on track.
I am. I think what I'm watching on TV.
Reading, I like fantasy novels, young adult novels. Always got my interest. Science fiction. So
when I was younger, Laurie McDaniel books were really good in high school. Sad.
Have you ever had a child? Do you want children? No and yes. We don't have children. We both want children.
Yep.
What is your first real memory? I really can't pinpoint that personally. I would have to really sit back and think what my first real memory is. Some people can remember. I really don't.
I remember. I think it was like 2, and I think it was my birthday. And my mom asked me, "What do you want to wear?" And I pointed to this little dress in the little thing I had in my room. And then I guess it was actually before that. I was just wearing a diaper, and there was a chair in my room, a big rocker recliner thing, and there was a present there, and I remember it had little ice cream cones on it, and I don't remember what it was, but that's one of my first memories.
Who were your favorite relatives? I guess my favorite relatives, the people I grew up with, my cousin Jennifer, my cousin Michael, Aunt Carolyn, Uncle Ray. Those are the family I grew up with the most. I have other close relatives now too that I've been lucky to get close to now. That was growing up as a child. Now I've added other close relatives, including Michael and Jennifer. I have my cousin Mallory and my cousin Karen and a lot of my mom's aunts, sister. I love my aunts. So.
Karen. Do you say Karen?
Yes, Karen.
I didn't.
Yeah. And then all my aunts. I have a lot of aunts.
Yeah, she does. Mine, growing up, I was really close to all my grandparents and my cousins. We were pretty close to pretty much all of them. I think as time
went on trips
goes,
together and
yeah.
stuff.
As time, did I say my aunts and uncles? I'm pretty close to all of them. But as time goes, you just kind of lose contact with some of them, and sadly,
some you go back and forth. You lose
sadly,
contact.
I still love all my relatives, but we're just not as close anymore, and it makes me sad. But yeah.
And you gain some other ones back that you've talked to now and try to meet up with that we need to call actually.
Yes, and then but then I got new families like John and Leanne and your parents and Albert and his cousins. I love them all. So.
Describe your education and job experience. What were your emotional reactions to jobs, fellow employees, and bosses? What are your ambitions?
Well, let's just kind of wrap that up into like one thing.
Yeah.
I'll go first because you're supposed to ask me questions. Let's see. What was it? Describe your education and job experiences. I was in college for a very, very long time. I could have been a doctor. Let's see. I first started off as I did graduate with a bachelor's degree. But let's see. I started off.
Job experience.
Hold on. Let me finish. I first started off, I think I was undecided, but then I started studying psychology, and then I started doing sociology, and then I started doing education, and I ended up with development and family studies. And then when I graduated, I went throughout the whole school. I was I was a receptionist, and I worked at a grocery store. But mostly, I was a server in like 4 different restaurants in the country club. But mostly, I was a preschool teacher. We'll stop there.
So, what were your reactions to those jobs you just listed, and your fellow employers and bosses? Most recent first.
We'll go on. Your turn.
She's probably had mixed. I think some bosses I was gonna say, if you look back
Oh,
at
I
your
had some
like your
bosses that
serving,
I
you
liked.
had there were probably some serving bosses you didn't like. Not to name names, but like just to say hey, because you said you had 4 different ones and you haven't named them what they
I
were.
had more than 4. I had like 5,
5 different.
6.
So in some of those
But it's
restaurants,
some
you worked,
managers,
some of
some
the
restaurants have
they,
like multiple managers.
Right. Well, and some of the managers there may have tried to overwork you, or didn't give you enough tables, or gave you too many tables, or.
Well, I don't want to go into that. Your turn.
My education, bachelor's degree, sociology. Started out kind of back and forth business. I really enjoyed sociology, so I ended up majoring in that. I enjoyed taking the classes. Job experience, Subway. That was fun.
He was a
boss. I didn't really.
Subway. No, you were a sandwich artist.
Yes. So that was my job title. My boss there, I guess he's pretty nice. I guess I didn't really see him much. I worked the owner, anyways. I worked just the managers. They were one. I don't remember her name, but I remember she. I guess she was okay, but she always tried to throw her stuff on us to do, so she could leave early. The other one was just she. I guess she'd been there longer, and after that was CVS Pharmacy. For the most part, I didn't like being a pharmacy tech just because CVS
Maybe we shouldn't
is
talk
so.
about negative things about working, because then you might one day someone might watch this and be like, "I'm not going to hire him because he talks negative about stuff."
Let me finish my thought.
Just saying.
I
What about
enjoyed.
workers?
Let me finish my thought. Quit interrupting, please. Thank you, love you. Okay, now back to my original thought. The reason I didn't like being a pharmacy tech was because it's just very busy, and for me, you're constantly on your feet, and it was kind of hard for me to really enjoy it. I guess for personally, it's just not my cup of tea to do pharmacy tech. CVS was great. I didn't mind working in a store setting at all. Honestly, I kind of enjoyed working in a store setting. It was kind of fun for me to learn those different things and working a cash register and going down the aisle and stocking stuff. Minimally, because I didn't really stock stuff at CVS. Just a training day where you train on the register, train up front, and then for me, I was a pharmacy tech. And it was neat to work with all the stuff back there and put the medicines away and do stuff. I enjoyed being a pharmacy tech, but it just, I didn't overall would do it again, just because for me personally it was a lot of work. Not that I hate work, it just, when you work where people are
You're
sick.
sweeping yourself into a corner.
No, well, when you work with people who are sick and you get a lot of them, it's just tough to keep everyone happy. So you get a lot of angry people, which is understandably, and you always have to keep that smile on your face, which is kind of hard sometimes. So it's tough. It's hard.
Then you're also a manager
When you're on
at
and
Kroger.
I was a manager at Kroger. So I'm getting to next.
Oh, sorry.
I enjoyed working at a supermarket, grocery store, I guess. Kroger, really, it was a great experience. Again, it was one of those jobs where it's just a lot of hours. I always even think about going back to it sometimes.
Really? You're going to leave your job you're doing now?
No, but I mean, I think about what it used to be, and sometimes I think about the memories, the good times, and I was like, man, I kind of miss that sometimes. It was a lot of work, and I put in a lot of hours. Going from never working in grocery to being a manager, assistant, like not even assistant, just kind of a high-end manager that was over the other, but wasn't like, it was assistant to the assistant. So basically, third, you had to take in a lot of training, and you had to take knowing nothing about grocery. It's a lot. It was fun. A lot of work.
And you worked at Cigna.
I worked at Cigna. I enjoyed switching. I enjoy healthcare. I enjoy working. Unfortunately, didn't go well there, as jobs do. They have layoffs, but I enjoyed the place, and I would go back if I could sometimes. But I'm very, very glad that I have I work now at Humana, and
You love it.
honestly, I couldn't think of a better place to work. They treat us really well, great stuff.
You love your boss too, and your coworkers.
Oh yeah, I honestly, and it's probably the best place I've worked. I've never, like, I don't come home and complain to her about my job
He
or
doesn't.
whatever. It goes really well. We all try to make it work together. So I think we have a good team. I think that's important though in a job. See, ambitions. My ambitions are to continue where I'm at. I think I want to move up and move forward, and get, basically just keep moving up the line. I enjoy where I'm at, and I can't wait to whether I have some lateral moves or going up. I'd love to keep moving up forward. That's what I can't wait for.
Raises and promotions.
Yes, but the experience and the learning is the biggest part that I enjoy. What are your natural gifts? What do you consider your strong points, weak points?
My natural gifts. I think I'm overall a kind, sweet person who I really actually care about people and their needs. I love, family and children and animals and.
Okay, what are your strong points?
Those are my strong points.
What are your weak points?
My weak points are I can be a little shy. I think.
Stubborn.
Stubborn. Maybe. I don't think I'm really an introvert, but.
No, you're not an introvert.
I guess I have little self-confidence issues.
I'm at, with her, my weak points. We're both stubborn. She may win it by a hair, but we're both saying, see, she wins by a hair. I think we both sometimes lack on that self-confidence. My strong points is I think I'm a very optimistic person. I think I have a good outlook on life. I'm very happy. That gets me through being those self-confidence issues, because that happiness can outweigh it.
What are your gifts?
What is your
gifts?
Empathy. I think I'm good at caring. I think I'm just a kind person. I think my natural gifts is just trying to feel what other people are feeling, like saying, I'm sorry, and I think I'm good at that.
He's very lovable. He's like always like this.
I am. What is your medical history? I don't have a big medical history, I guess. I never broke anything until I was in college. Broke my arm. Other than that, my medical history, which at least it was the last day. But no, I don't have a bad or anything that I've had a huge medical. I had stitches on my chin.
I've had stitches, but my most medical history was I had my tonsils, adenoids, taken out and tubes put in my ears. Did you have tubes put in your ears like twice?
Double tubes.
You have tonsils?
Yes. What is your favorite holiday? Type of music, TV, pastime? Both of our favorite holidays are Christmases.
Type of music. Country, Christian, pop.
Kind of the same.
Kind of. A little bit of booty shaking music.
We kind of went over our TV programs already, actually. So we can skip that. Pastime, reading, TV, sitting outside reading.
Reading my Bible.
Scripture.
Yeah. Passing being family and friends. Going dancing.
So what is your definition of an ideal spouse?
David. If you open the dictionary and went ideal, I guess that wouldn't be a dictionary. Then you would just see a picture of David's face.
Well, you would.
Caring, loving, hardworking, integrity.
I guess my ideal spouse would be...
We kind of went over that in our other videos. So if you're interested, go look at our other videos.
Yeah, my ideal spouse would be, caring, loving, understanding, supports you, easygoing, like whatever, stuff kind of, just basically is a support system and is, there for you. Who are the 5 most important people in your life? It's kind of hard to narrow it down.
Oh, geez.
So let's do just the top 2, because that's easy. Top 3.
I would just say David and my parents, but then I have my grandparents too.
That's why I say top 3.
Oh, okay. David and my parents. And then my brother and my niece and nephew.
Honestly, it's our
sister-in-law.
Not to get too into it.
I'll just love my whole family. But David's
our top people are basically each other. our Megan, and then my parents, her parents, my family, her family. You know, the top people, and I know
You
who
get
they are.
friends.
Yes, and our top friends who know who they are. So.
Yes.
Which Christian leaders or writers have influenced you? For me,
Billy Graham.
Well, my pastor, at my churches.
Chuck Swindoll.
I
like Karen Kingsbury.
yeah, my pastor really, I guess a couple of years ago was pretty good. I liked. I don't remember his name, but he really influenced. He really got to me.
I had someone else too.
Writers. I don't know any like.
I read the books and I
You
go
forget the name,
and then I go and I listen to them in like church, and then I can't think of their names. I'm so sorry.
What would you like to? Where would you like to live? What country, state, city, house, apartment, house? Suburbs, I think.
I mean, I live in Texas. I grew up in Texas, and I'll always be a Texas girl. But I wouldn't mind living
She had to
in
move.
Red River.
Yeah, I was gonna say she had to move. She would
Red River,
move to
New
New
Mexico.
Mexico. If
But
they transferred me and I took a job in New Mexico that was right next to Red River, she'd say, "Let's do it."
But I don't know. I mean, I love Texas though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to live in the
Type
suburbs.
we-
I don't really like. I
suburbs.
don't want to live in the big city. I like living right out of the big city, so you can kind of feel like you're in a country. I kind of grew up in a small town, but then you want to be able to do stuff, so you could drive less than an hour to get to wherever you want.
I agree with that. What are your views on aging? I'm
Gracefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. I'm mixed. I'm gonna miss being the ages that we are, but at the same time, it's that stage that you almost
30's
kind of
supposed
look
to be your
forward
best,
to.
right?
Well, like
That's what I've been told.
like for
But then I
instance,
said her
I can
40
look back
did
and I
too.
can miss, my
Yeah.
childhood. I can miss my 20s. I can miss, teenage years. But I don't mind aging because I enjoy the next step, and it's scary at the same time. So I'm kind of,
I just hope I'm as. I mean, my grandmother's aged pretty well, and
I think you got good there, and your mom so far. So,
yeah.
I mean,
So it's like,
as long as we keep
they
healthy,
always make
and,
sure they look good, and
Paint
they paint their barn.
Describe the best year of your life. I guess it'd have to be this year.
Oh, I was about to say in last year because that's when we met.
Yeah.
But we got married
I was
this
gonna say
year.
because we got a house, we got married. I guess last year too because I met you. So.
Is that our last one?
That's it.
All right, that's
Thank
the
you.
end of this one. So we have one more. We're gonna. David's not happy about it because he wants to go eat and watch The Voice. We're
Stay
gonna do
tuned.
one more really fast. So see you in the next one.
Thanks.